Welcome to Standard Voice News Channel. I am Samira Ibrahim. Here are your top stories for today. Controversy surrounds Zamfara State student release. President Muhammadu Buhari endorses Governor Matawalle's peace effort in the state. COVID-19 vaccines from India to arrive in Nigeria on Tuesday. On business, GB Food to start production of tomato paste in March. On international scene, ECOWAS court dismisses applicants seeking inclusion in 50 billion naira compensation from civil war explosion. Now the news in details. There was controversy over the release of schoolgirls of government secondary school in Jangebe, Zamfara State, who were abducted on Friday. Earlier on Sunday, the abducted schoolgirls were said to have been released and are at the Emir's Palace of Anka, waiting to be transported to Gusau, the state capital. However, the State Commissioner for Information and Culture, Suleiman Tinau Anka, tweeted Sunday afternoon that the students are yet to be released. He asked people to ignore news regarding the release of abducted students of GGSS Jangebe, saying it is not true, but the state government and securities are trying their best to reunite them with their parents. The girls who were kidnapped on Friday were believed to have been taken to a forest by bandits who reportedly disguised as security personnel. A source said the girls were kept in the forest between Dangulbi and Sabon Birnin Banaga, in Maru local government area of Zamfara State. The Zamfara State Council of Chiefs has blamed the federal government for security lapses that caused the abduction of over 300 schoolgirls in Jangebe district, Talata Mafara local government area of Zamfara State. This was disclosed by the chairman, Zamfara State Council of Chiefs, Alhaji At-Tahir Ahmed Muhammad, when all the monarchs gathered at the chamber of the government house in Gusau to register their sympathy over the abduction of the over 300 schoolgirls in the state. According to the monarchs, security of lives and property of every Nigerian rests in the hands of the federal government and not the responsibility of the state government. For more details on the story, over now to our correspondent, Musa Joy.
The council chairman explained that state government only gives support and logistics to the security operatives in the state. The monarch noted that the schoolgirls were adopted following inadequate security, saying that if there had been enough security network, the bandits wouldn't have succeeded. Alhaji Mohammed noted that those responsible for causing sleepless nights to thousands as a result of banditry and terror attacks would not go unpunished, pointing out that their sins would soon find them out.
Don't allow this to happen and to disturb you too much. Because you have a leader, the president of the nation. It's not your own weakness, it is the weakness of the federal government as far as we are concerned. The law of the federation empowers the federal government exclusive right in the police and security. You have no police, you have no soldiers, you have no police. Even the people that are protecting are from the federal government. So let the world know that it is not your own fault. Yes. It's not your weakness. There are some hypocrite around. There are wicked people around who want to see that you don't succeed. They didn't know that this is going to make you succeed, inshallah.
Responding, Governor Bello Mohammed Matawale explained that this is not the period to fix blames, saying that what matters most was the rescue of the schoolgirls from the bandits. The governor explained that the security operatives were on top of the issues to ensure that the schoolgirls are rescued safely and bring the perpetrators to book and made them to face the full wrath of the law.
We have no time to trade blames. For now, all we are afraid here now is to see the self-returns of these innocent children. And as you people have noticed, that we are doing our best 24/7 to make sure that these children were returned unhurt. And I assure the people of the state and public that inshallah with what we put in place and with the help of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the prayers of our good people of the state, we are working hard with those that subscribe to our peace deal. They are working for the first 2 days to see the safe returns of these children.
The governor assured that his administration would not suspend dialogue and negotiations with the bandits, saying that peace, accord and reconciliation process remain the best option in this regard.
I will not relent with this my responsibility and the peace and reconciliation. And I repeat, it's the only option. Because I said this, and only option is if we have enough security, what happens in Jangebe could never happen. So being a governor, we must do everything possible to safeguard the life and the property of our people. Only option we have is to make sure that we continue with our peace accord so as our people should witness a lasting peace in the state.
Meanwhile, members of the National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools, Zamfara State Chapter, have joined millions of Nigerians to share their sympathy with Zamfara State government, the governor and good people of the state over the unfortunate incident of the abduction of 317 female students of Government Girls Secondary School, Jengebe, on Friday. In a statement by the chairman of the association, Alhaji Ismaila Hussein Garaku Moriki, said the association has condemned the incident in its entirety and described the action of the abductors as inhuman and barbaric. In a related development, the Zamfara Child Protection Network, a non-governmental organization, demand for immediate reopening of boarding secondary schools in Zamfara State and urged the state government to punish those bandits responsible for the abduction of schoolgirls in the state. In a statement by the chairman of the network, Bachiri Sarikin Fulani, said those schools located in the most vulnerable places should be converted to a day schools for the interim time. The group said the government should also take the most appropriate step of providing enough security for the schools. The group further said it has become worrisome how the bandits strike at many cities in northern Nigeria, abduct people freely without any security agents challenging them or taking the most appropriate steps of curtailing the situation, noting that government and security agencies need to wake up and face the reality. Musa Joy Onyoza, Svtv News, Goso.
A coalition of 16 civil society organizations blamed the insecurity, especially armed banditry and kidnapping in Zamfara State, northwest part of the country, on corruption by previous administrations. Addressing a press conference in Lagos, the coalition expressed dismay over the insecurity in the state, saying this posed a threat to the nation at large. Executive Director, Center for Public Accountability, Comrade Olufemi Lawson, who addressed the briefing, called on the new EFCC chairman, Abdurrashid Bawa, to beam searchlight on activities of past governments in Zamfara State. He said they all are aware of the heightening threat of insecurity occasioned by the activities of armed bandits, particularly in the northwest of the country, the recent being the abduction of about 317 schoolgirls in Zamfara State. He stated that it is sad that the issue of insecurity in Nigeria is becoming a threat to everyone, and we must not fold our arms while some elected public officials deprive us of the basic needs because of their irresponsibility. President Muhammadu Buhari has endorsed the peace effort of Governor Bello Muhammad Matawalin Maradan and has promised for a better approach to security operations in the country. The president spoke through a special delegation of 4 ministers under the leadership of the Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, who were in Gusau to commiserate with the government and people of Zamfara State over the abduction of Jangebe schoolgirls. Senator Hadi Sirika said the president is happy with Governor Matawalli over his genuine effort at finding peace and tranquility in the state and described the recent incidents as disheartening and unfortunate. For more details on the story, Musa Joy reports.
President Muhammadu Buhari, however, noted that the military leadership is rigid to improve their output, which is going to make a better impact on the security situation in the country.
His Excellency is conscious and aware and saddened by the events that led to the abduction of the children, girls in Jangebe. He has said that we should come and extend and commiserate with you, your government, and the good people of this state, and to assure you that the government is indeed government. It has the powers, the resources, the wherewithal to attack frontally this banditry and events of this nature. And the perpetrators are cowards, and they have shown or given government the opportunity to double in its efforts to end this banditry and similar acts of terrorism. And that not only in Zamfara or Northwest, the security has just recently been rejigged, and the intent or purpose of that rejiggment will be spelled out in the actions that will follow to end this banditry and acts of terrorism within our country, Nigeria.
In his response, Governor Bello Mohammed Matawale Maradun thanked the president for his concern and said that the people of Zamfara State appreciate his concern and care as a father.
I really appreciate this high-power delegation that our father, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, that has sent to come and commiserate with the government and the people of Zamfara State under the leadership of Honorable Minister of Aviation. That shows the leadership of the President. In fact, I was just here worried, but I know he is more worried than all of us.
Those on the President's delegation are the leader of the team, Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, the Minister for Police Affairs, Alhaji Muhammadu Maigari Dinyadi, the Minister for Women Affairs, Mrs. Pauline Tarlin, and the Minister for Humanitarian Disaster Management and Social Development, Hajia Sadia Omar Farouk. Meanwhile, Governor Bello Mohammed Matawale Maradun has vowed to continue with the peace process, just as the Council of Traditional Rulers in the state described the Jangebe incidents in the state as an irony, considering the tremendous successes of the peace accord. The Council of 17 Emirs who paid a sympathy visit to the governor over the abduction of the Jangebe female students said they noted the commitment and sincerity of Governor Matawale, as well as his successes in the last 1.5 years in curbing the menace of banditry in the state. The Emir of Anka, Alhaji Tahir Muhammad Ahmad, who is the chairman of the council, said they noted that just as the government is doing its best, others elsewhere are doing their worst. As true representatives of the people, the emirs were there to register their sympathies with the governor and to promise to be solidly behind him in his bid to secure the communities. Musa Joy Unyoza, reporting for Svtv News, Gusau.
Alhaji Tijjani Tumsa, a former interim national secretary of the All Progressives Congress APC, has urged security agencies to deploy all the required resources to put an end to kidnapping of innocent children for ransom. Alhaji Tumsa, in a statement made available to newsmen on Sunday in Abuja, expressed shock and sadness over the Friday abduction of hundreds of schoolgirls in Jangebe, Zamfara. The APC chieftain said it was disturbing that the incident happened at a time that the state government was pursuing peace deal with repentant bandits. He said the recurring incident of school abductions and killings by bandits called for a multi-pronged approach to ending the insecurity ravaging the country. He demanded immediate and safe release of the schoolgirls, and those involved in the act should be made to face the full wrath of the law. The kidnapping of school children in their dormitories will no doubt negatively affect learning, as no meaningful academic activities can take place in an unsecured environment. Meanwhile, parents in Katsina State have attributed the alarming rate of out-of-school children to what they termed as deteriorating security challenges bedeviling state in the northwest region and other parts of the country. The parent, who spoke at a training organized by Save the Children International in Kadandami community, Rimi local government area of the state, expressed worries with educational deterioration in many parts of the country. They explained that majority of the out-of-school children are in the northern parts of the country, where insecurity and banditry, orchestrated by terrorists and bandits, are gradually enveloping the entire region. One of the parents, Adamu Yusuf, said Save the Children International is doing well by encouraging them to enroll their children, particularly girls, in school, but insecurity is hampering the NGO's good intention. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board and heads of various tertiary institutions in the country have agreed to conclude all 2020-2021 admissions by June 15th. The board made the disclosure in a statement signed on Sunday by its head of media and publicity, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, in Abuja. It said that public universities will conclude admissions a month before private universities, polytechnics, and college of education. According to JAM, heads of institutions and itself reached the agreement at a virtual meeting on Wednesday, February 24th, during which issues concerning admissions process were discussed. All admissions in the nation's tertiary institutions for the 2020-2021 academic session will end by June 15th. The board said that the meeting was aimed at knowing the level the institutions had reached on the 2020-2021 admissions scale. The Muslim Rights Concern has launched a scathing attack on the Christian Association of Nigeria, Kwara State Chapter, for opposing government's decision to allow Muslim pupils wear hijabs to schools. In a statement captioned "Murik louds Kwara government for approving hijab," the rights group said the decision of the state government was bold, forthright, and far-reaching, while describing Khan's disapproval as naive and shallow. The group advised Khan to accept the decision, respect the rule of law, and eschew actions capable of causing any breakdown of law and order. Khan, in reaction to the government decision, had argued that allowing hijab in schools will give terrorists easy identification of Christian children and wards. The Christian organization also called on Christians in Kwara to occupy all grant-aided schools in the state until the decision is reversed. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, has confirmed that Nigeria will on Tuesday, March 2nd, receive the first tranche of COVID-19 vaccines. Mr. Boss Mustafa, who is also the Chairman Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, made the disclosure on Saturday in Abuja while evaluating the country's fight against the disease. He said the vaccines will depart India on March 1st, 2021 in the night and arrive in Abuja on the 2nd of March 2021. Nigeria is set to receive its first 4 million shipments of COVID-19 vaccines from COVAX, a global scheme set up to procure and distribute vaccines for free as the world races to contain the coronavirus pandemic. COVAX, which was set up in April 2020 to help ensure a fairer distribution of coronavirus vaccines between the rich and poor nations, said it would deliver 2 billion doses to member states by the end of 2021. Nigeria's 4 million vaccines will be its first COVID-19 vaccine from the COVAX facility. The Federal Road Safety Corps has confirmed the death of 9 persons in a motor accident at Konar Domawa in Dambata local government area of Kano State on Sunday. FRC Sector Commander Zubairu Mato, while confirming the accident in a statement issued on Sunday, said that 41 others were injured in the Sunday evening accident. He stated that the command received a call at about 4:10 p.m. on Sunday and quickly dispatched its personnel and vehicle to the scene of the incident for the rescue of the victims at about 4:17 p.m. as well as clearing the obstructions. He said the crash occurred as a result of loss of control due to brake failure. According to him, the accident involved 3 vehicles, a truck, a Volkswagen Golf 3 and a Mercedes-Benz. The victims who lost their lives are 3 males, 6 females, while the remaining 41 victims sustained various injuries. The road safety boss said that the victims were evacuated to Dambata General Hospital, where the doctor on duty confirmed 9 deaths, and the 41 other victims are currently receiving treatment at the hospital. Let me quickly take you to our business desk for the business update.
Welcome to Business Desk. Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu of Kebbi State has announced that the newly established modern tomatoes factory in Ngaski would launch production between 22nd to 24th of March 2021. The governor broke the happy news on Saturday while on a courtesy visit to the Emir of Yauri, Dr. Mohammed Ziyanu Abdullahi, in his palace in Yauri. He told the Emir that he has already intimated President Muhammadu Buhari on the issue to seek for his blessings for the event. He said officials of GB Foods have informed him that plans are underway for the launching and commencement of the production. Meanwhile, the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, says preparation is being made to enable the Dangote refinery sell refined crude to Nigeria in Naira when it commences production. Mr. Emefiele also disclosed that the first shipment of urea from the Dangote fertilizer plant would begin in March to help boost agriculture in the country. Mr. Emefiele made the disclosure on Saturday during an inspection tour of the site of Dangote Refinery, Petrochemicals Complex, fertilizer plant, and subsea gas pipeline project at Ibeju, Lekki, Lagos. Still on business news, the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation has advised motorists to stop panic buying of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, saying it has no plan to increase the ex-depot price in March. NNPC disclosed this in a statement by its spokesman, Dr. Kenny Obatero, in Abuja on Sunday. Report had it that ex-depot price is the price at which depot owners sell products to marketers. The price determines how much marketers will sell to motorists at various fuel stations. Contrary to speculations of an imminent increase in the price of PMS in the country, the NNPC has ruled out any increment in the ex-depot price of petrol in March. And that's all on Standard Voice Business Update. I am Musa Joy Onyoza. Back to the newsroom.
Thank you, Musa Joy. On international scene, the ECOWAS Court of Justice has dismissed the application of a third-party applicant representing 6,500 parties seeking inclusion to benefit from the 50 billion naira consent judgment of the court. The court had awarded a consent judgment on the matter in 2017, ordering 50 billion naira as compensation to the victims of remnants of explosives from Nigeria's 3-year civil war. The court disclosed this in a statement on Friday in Abuja, following its ruling on the matter on February 25th, read by Justice Dupe Atoki, Judge Rapporteur. Mr. Justice Dupe Atoki said that the court ruled that the applicant TP3 provided no evidence to substantiate its claim, qualifying all 6,500 applicants under TP3 to partake in the compensation awarded in the consent judgment of the court, adding that the court also ordered all the parties to bear their costs. Still on international scene, the United States on Friday slapped a visa ban on 76 Saudi individuals in what it calls the Khashoggi ban. This followed a U.S. intelligence report accusing Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman of approving the 2018 gruesome murder of exiled journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Secretary of State Attorney Blinken, who announced the measure, alleged that the affected individuals were involved in threatening dissidents overseas, including but not limited to the Khashoggi killing. He said the ban was part of measures by the U.S. government to reinforce the world's condemnation of that crime. The aim, he said, is to stop governments that reach beyond their borders to threaten and attack journalists and perceive dissidents for exercising their fundamental freedoms. That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Controversy surrounds Zamfara State student release. President Muhammadu Buhari endorses Governor Matawale's peace efforts in the state. COVID-19 vaccines from India to arrive Nigeria on Tuesday. On business, GB Food to start production of tomato paste in March. On international scene, ECOWAS court dismisses applicants seeking inclusion in 50 billion naira compensation from civil war explosion. That's the news. On behalf of the production crew, Head of News and Current Affairs Department, Ibrahim Garbatuna, I am Samira Ibrahim, wishing you a pleasant day. Keep watching Standard Voice Television News. Goodbye.